Monsterpalooza is right around the corner, and I'll be doing a live demo using Bitemares Epic Shark Bite Theatrical Tee. In full disclosure, panic mode has definitely set in. The clock was ticking, and I was absolutely stuck on the final design for this look. So I threw that plan right out the window and started looking for inspiration. Ended up finding these really cool stonefish pictures. Think jagged coral texture instead of your regular boring scales. Decided that's a place to start, and we're just gonna work with pure instinct and vibes. Now that that's something I can at least start with, figure I can get into sculpting. Ended up using monster clay for the first time. Not sure if it's best call, considering I'm on a time restraint, so it could go horribly wrong. It definitely was way waxier than Chavant, which is the clay I usually use for projects, but I did like how fast I was able to get a smooth finish. Though all of these are sculpted as just random pieces to go wherever, I did want to make dedicated ones for the brow area. I was also using shells as inspiration for shapes and textures. I did a demo for Son of Monsterpalooza last fall and did a similar technique where I just sculpted different textures and just kind of mixed and matched to create the character, which did work pretty well, except I didn't do a test makeup and I didn't pre-paint the pieces, and basically the show had ended for the day.
Hello?
And I didn't even complete the look. Though I do plan to revisit this character and create a video for it, I do have to keep this time issue in mind when designing this look. Since the sculptures are done, I figured I might as well get them prepped so they can get molded and cast out of silicone. And that way I can just take the pieces and they might be able to help guide me with how I want the final design of the whole creature to look. I handed it off to a friend. This saves me on time, and plus this is his literal day job to run silicone pieces. So I know those edges are gonna be absolutely perfect. Thanks, Steve. Still no design, but it is an aquatic look, and I didn't want her to have a tail of some sort and waddle down the halls of the convention. And since there's no scales, I figured fins would keep that fishy vibe. Decided on iridescent fabric, because that's gonna complement whatever color I finally decide for this whole look. But unfortunately, I did have to decide on a wire color. So I ended up ordering a bunch of different colors just to see which one spoke to me. The purple seemed to be the winner. Also, I plan to do a few different sizes. That way, it just won't look so uniform. Made little paper templates so I could easily make matching sets. I'm using Opsite to stick the wire down, and yes, this is definitely a more expensive method than doing something like hot glue, but the thing is, I wanted these fins to be as thin and flexible as possible. I'd only planned to do the wire on one side, so technically there kinda is a front and back of these fins. Made some larger fins. Again, I don't have a design, but I figured if anything, I could always cut these down to what I need if they end up being too big in the end. The Opsite I was using was really short, so those larger fins took forever. Luckily, before I was finished, I did find that there was a wider one, and that really helped speed things up. As pretty as the fabric was, it still looks like fabric. Here you can see on the left side the raw fabric, and on the right it's coated in silicone. Really makes them pop. Used Smooth On EcoFlex Near Clear and thinned it down just to help it saturate into the material. Once it's set, went ahead and cut the final shape. But as pretty as they are, I feel like they might get lost in the final look. So I want to add a little pop of color. Psycho Paint is great to paint silicone. You can tint it, thin it, and then airbrush it. Want a lot of texture in this look. I do not have time to be putting a bunch of prosthetics all over her body, so I figured go with a corset. Started with using a mannequin to get the basic shape. Created out of Warbla because I wanted something that was a little more solid. I put a silicone pad down to help protect my table from the heat gun, but unfortunately it was too small for the job, and I did end up melting a part of it. Sometimes I feel like projects really put up a fight and things constantly go wrong, but honestly, if the table is the worst to come from all this, I'll take it. Very basic shape that I can adjust on the model. Oh yeah, this is our model, Jazz. Got the teeth fit while we were at it. Now that the corset's sized, we're gonna have to lace it up so she can get in and out of it. Reinforced it with some EVA foam and some more Warbla. Wanted her silhouette to be exaggerated, so brought the hips out. And I built the top up to make it a little more asymmetrical. And I blended in the added pieces using foam clay, and also started creating some ridges. But since I need to complicate every project for myself, wanted another element in this look. And I also really love to add LEDs to stuff. I decided to take inspiration from comb jellies. I have not done a lot of soldering, so I am not that great at it. I was absolutely struggle bussing with these strips. Wanted to diffuse the LEDs, so I got some white silicone tubing. And also I didn't want the traditional blue because the one thing I did know is the final color palette, I do want it on the warmer side. I had planned out the length of the wires depending on where I was placing it on the corset, but then proceeded to put it on completely wrong. So did end up with a lot of excess wire. Luckily, that's a quick enough fix. Now just sculpt around the tubes and over the wire. Though at this point I realized I'm not gonna be able to get the texture that I want using the foam clay. Plus I wanted a faster way to get really cool texture all over on the different pieces of costume. So I figured the best way to do this is to sculpt once. I got some of these texture rollers and really wanted to use them. And this definitely was not the optimal clay to use it with, but we made it work. And I'm just gonna treat these like the prosthetics, where I'm just gonna mix and match and decide where I wanna put them. Molded out of hydrocal, so I can just make a bunch of latex pieces to my heart's content. Also copied some of the makeup sculpts that I have because why not? The more the merrier. Just used barge to glue down the different textures and decided where each one was gonna go as I went. Now this corset isn't supposed to look like a corset. Figured magnets would be perfect to add to a panel that's gonna be hiding the lace and the LED hardware. I used a corset template as a start and altered it from there. Now I didn't want this back piece to be boring, so a good excuse to incorporate some more lights and some fins. Now it might look a little weird that I decided to make those fins detachable, but this is really just for traveling to the show and for storage reasons. And also added some of the larger fins. Now, because I've embarked on this journey without an actual design, there's only a few things that I kind of knew I wanted to do. For instance, a flowy skirt so that it kind of mimics water when she moves, and the color orange. I had gotten these two different fabrics. The one basic orange is really nice, but I totally fell in love with this orange pink shifting fabric. And oddly enough, it actually was very similar to a color palette of one of my Stonefish references. So I guess it's kind of meant to be. Ended up sewing a super basic skirt, absolutely nothing fancy, really just sewing the hem so that it doesn't fray. For her feet, we decided to use boots she already had and then just add panels on top. Did use a template for boot armor as a jumping off point and changed things as I went along. Created a back panel and tapered the edge. That way it's not so bulky and it also blends in a little better. Started adding LEDs. The first boot went great. The second boot, however, when I was adding the connector piece, I had realized I actually had done this completely backwards. Those little arrows on the strips do actually mean something, and they should be pointing away from your power source. So gonna have to fix that if we actually want the lights to work. Just happy I noticed now. Used LED foam to diffuse the lights. This time, didn't want the extra work with the tubes. So that was much faster blending them with the foam clay and just slapped some latex textures on. I was playing with the idea of having some sort of prosthetic on her arms for fins, but then I was concerned about time. Making it a costume element would be the way to go. So I just started with a generic gauntlet and went ahead and added the lights, fins, and texture. For whatever reason, I kept finding whatever excuse to keep pushing the headpiece back, but we're gonna have to get into it. Stick with the trusty old method of cotton, latex, and paper towels. Make sure to have plenty of space for her ears because I wanna make sure that this headpiece is as comfortable as possible. For the center fin, I did want to have a front and back, so I had to make a fin specifically with wire on both sides. Now, before I go into the lights, I really need to decide where I'm going to hide the battery. Ended up just cutting a hole behind the fin. Luckily, the inside of the head is just kind of full of cotton, so there was plenty of space. Did add a piece of EVA foam. One, it's so that the battery pack doesn't just float around in the head, and two, it's so I don't have to worry about it digging into Jazz's head. And now we basically built our fishy piggy bank. I did take the time to add some paper tape and latex to the edge of the warbler. I didn't really need to blend it in like this. It was more just to make sure it was reinforced, since this headpiece has to survive more than one use. I was really liking how the fins were looking, even added some ear ones. It gave a really fun shape to the head. Now these LED strips were much smaller than the corset ones.
What is that? Okay, that's all it is.
I'm glad I saved these for last. These were even more nerve-wracking to solder. And doing the same thing, going in with the foam clay and the latex. Made a cover for that battery slot so it's easy access. Now we have a lot to get painted, so I started with a pale base, and this is just to get it all one color. For the real fun, we'll be using Skin Illustrator Concentrate colors. Played around with a couple paint schemes and decided to do this reddish version. The first step is I want to darken all of that texture so it doesn't get lost. I wiped away some of it, but since I want much brighter base, I did dry brush some white over everything just so it can catch those higher parts of the sculptures. And as I was painting, my pieces ended up way more orange than I had originally planned. But honestly, I like this way more. Plus, it even makes the fins pop even better. It's a win-win. And I also found that those silicone tubes took paint really well and didn't block the light too much, which is really nice because it makes everything look complete. So if something were to go wrong with the LEDs on the day of the show, the makeup will still look finished. Added some stripes with a bright pink and went through and cleaned off all the fins from any overspray. That way they're nice and shiny again. Also, to save on time for body painting, I did paint up some quick tights. Did a test makeup to figure out what problems could crop up. And right off jump, the edge of the headpiece was too short and I would have ended up gluing right into Jazz's hair. So I did have to apply a bald cap. But before Palooza, I ended up extending that edge and even adding a little more texture. This is also the time to figure out where I want everything to go for the final look. This was a very long day, and you can see Jazz slowly descending into madness as the process continues. In this long process, I decided we are absolutely fully pre-painting the pieces for the show. So we are not still applying the makeup when the show closes. And the shark teeth were the absolute cherry on top. And if you want to see another LED lit makeup, also featuring really cool Bitemares teeth, be sure to click over to the next video or we will be very disappointed in you.